see your license, please?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem. Hang on just 1 second. Will this work for you? I can't seem to find my license, but...
You have a good day, sir.
Young people, freedom is not free. Someone always has to pay the price. The price is high, but Americans have always been willing to pay it when necessary. My advice to you is to keep yourself prepared, because it may be your turn the next time freedom is threatened.
How about you shut your mouth before you make your situation worse? I'm not the one you're not going to want to with. They're not going to do with me either. So why don't you shut your mouth unless I ask you to speak, all right? Yeah, I'm involved now, so why don't you shut your mouth too? I didn't ask to hear your voice. No, this is what I do, and piece of she's like you think you're going to do something. So keep your mouth shut. You understand me, pig? The up, bitch. Hey, you wearing your girlfriend's pants there, buddy? They cutting off the circulation of your tiny little nuts? Those things are tight, man. What's up with you? So you're probably wondering what got me off to such a heavy start. I get a call from MAA Audits. He lives across the street from me. And I'd just seen him the day before because I was helping him and his family move out of their house. His elderly parents had everything moved out and he was staying his last night there. Well, he wakes up to his psychotic uncle banging on the door. He answers the door, and then his uncle threatens to bang, bang, you-know-what him. So the police get called, and Randy has me come for support. And you're probably wondering to yourself, how did things escalate so quickly? Well, there's a fantastic reason behind it, and one scummy slumlord. Meet Eddy Ayote, owner of J&J Heating and Air Conditioning here in Dracut, Massachusetts. Not only was he Randy and his parents' landlord, he's also Randy's uncle, and one of the largest unlawful scumbags known to this region. He called up MAA's 80-year-old parents one day and said, "Hey, I'm knocking down the house that you live in because I want to make more money." And he gave them a very short date to move. They moved, and I was even there helping. And in 20 degrees, this elderly couple left the home they once lived with a moving truck full of everything they've ever owned, 80 years worth of their life and memories. And they started heading to their new place, being contracted by none other than the same Eddy Ayote. But they show up to their new place only to find out it's not ready. It hasn't been for weeks. And Eddie knew it all along, leaving this kind elderly couple between a rock and a hard place. And most certainly leaving them out in the cold. But this guy Eddie operates off fear and money. He likes to take groups of 30 people on lavish, all-inclusive, $100,000 plus full-paid vacations because he'll buy your kindness so you forget about his transgressions. Transgressions that include, but are not limited to, trying to have relationships, if you know what I mean, with people way too young to be having relationships, if you know what I mean. And there have been several allegations of that. I bet his customers didn't know about that. But here's what he has to say to his customers.
Hi, we're Eric and Brenda from J&J Heat and Air Conditioning. As we wrap up another year,
we're so grateful for the trust you place in us to keep your homes warm and comfortable.
This holiday season, we want to wish you and your loved ones peace, joy, and warmth.
Stay safe, stay warm, and remember, we're here for you 24/7.
I had to drop that advertisement down. It was 3 minutes long. And they mentioned their customers being warm over 12 times. And in just that short clip, they talk about warmth 3 times. Let's take a look at just how warm Randy's elderly parents were under this slumlord's rule. If you take a look at the left side of the screen, that's the busted out window with holes in it in less than 20-degree weather. And now take a look at the right. That's the roof that's all curled up and torn up, with holes directly underneath it. But don't worry, Eddy Ayote from JJ Heating and Cooling wish you a lot of warmer warmth within your warmth this warmthmas. And we all know how Google takes down any bad reviews. Guy's got a 4.7 on Google, but everywhere else, the truth comes through. Guy's trash. Because no one wants a slumlord thief that they can't trust around their children in their home. BuildZoom gives them a whopping 1 out of 5 stars. Consumer's Checkbook gives them a 2.5 out of 5 stars. And because old Eddie's such a crook, things have got so bad that for tax reasons, he had to transfer the ownership on paper out of his name into someone else's. So after all this terrible stuff, we go to where Randy's staying. And because this guy's so rich, the police want to make him as comfortable as possible while surrounding Randy. So they bring the criminal across the street. While Randy stays with the police at his place, I go across the street, set up my camera, and start filming the interaction. Because Randy's a solid guy, grounded in principle. And he said, "You want to take advantage of my parents? They're 80 years old. Tell them they have this beautiful place to live, give them no notice, kick them out of their home. Then they show up with a moving truck full of all their lives' collectibles to their new home that you knew for weeks wasn't ready, just leaving them out in the cold, just so you could knock down their own place so you could put up a shopping mall as quickly as possible. Well, I'm going to throw a wrench in those plans. I've been living there for over a year and I get mail there, which makes me a resident, which protects me under squatters' rights. So you thought you were going to knock this place down and put up a shopping mall and make millions of dollars again and make new victims again? I don't think so. I'm going to hold all that up. No money, no construction, just accountability. And this made old Eddie blow a gasket. And I gotta say, separately, as a homeowner, as a consumer, I think people should know who they're inviting into their home and who they're writing checks to. And based off all the unlawful information and terrible moral information I've heard about this guy, hiring J&J Heating and Cooling out of Dracut, Massachusetts is the biggest mistake you'll make. You'll be funding his expedition to defraud and damage the most vulnerable members of our society, the elderly and children. But don't worry, you can trust Eddie. He'll always keep his customers warm. But if he doesn't keep his own family warm, how can you trust him? At the scene, charges are filed against Eddie, and Randy's the victim, because Eddie threatened to bang Randy. So I get a call from Randy, and he says,
"They're calling me the suspect."
"You're the suspect now?"
Yep.
That's right. A day later, and with no cameras around, the victim becomes the suspect. Because old Eddie and his wallet strikes again. Let's jump into the video. And stay tuned to the end, because I went down to the Dracut PD and had a chat with the chief of police as to just how a victim could magically turn into a suspect.
How about you shut your mouth before you make your situation worse? I'm not the one you're not going to want to with. They're not going to do to fuck me either. So why don't you shut your mouth unless I ask you to speak, all right? Yeah, I'm involved now, so why don't you shut your mouth too? I didn't ask to hear your voice. No, this is what I do, and piece of she's like you think you're going to do something. So keep your mouth shut. You understand me, pig? The Thanks for being professional. That's how it works. Well, fuck. Gets clicks on YouTube. Your mother should have swallowed. Okay. I wouldn't have said a word to you.
So at this point, old Eddie gets on the phone with his wife and explains his current predicament. that he said some things he shouldn't have said, and he did some things he shouldn't have done, and now he's probably going to jail. But this dirty cop on screen is going to do anything he can to help Eddie and his money get away scot-free. Meanwhile, 3 other good cops are actually on scene, across the street with Randy, and they're not about to let this dirty cop make the whole department look bad. Now enters one of the good cops. Bad cop tries to make the sales pitch that they want to evict Randy, while good cop explains, we're not doing that, he gets mail there, and we're not going to be a part of your unlawful and illegal tactics. Now, we had to mute part of this audio to protect the identities of Eddie's alleged victims. And how could Eddie's wife stay with such a terrible man that did such terrible things? Randy has an explanation.
My aunt will tell you, she stood by his side only because of the money.
And then old Eddie says something stupid like this.
I've been taking care of their parents for like 25 years.
Having them live in squalor with busted windows and a busted roof. Living in the freezing cold, then kicking them out into the same freezing cold. Having them pack up their stuff to show up to another one of his properties that still don't belong to them, that they can't move into. All while charging them premium rent and making them homeless in less than 20 degrees. Thanks for taking care of them, Eddie.
You're so full of shit, you lying piece of shit. You lying piece of shit. You made them buy a place in Florida. They spent over 30 grand, right? When they went to sell it, they couldn't get $3,000 for the thing. They spent all their life savings, you loser. Taking care of my parents.
How about that, customers of J&J Heating and Cooling? It should just be called J&J Heating and Freezing. This slumlord's been dirty for over 40 years. A dirty 40, if I say so myself. And I do. This guy's a slumlord.
We want to make this guy a celebrity.
No, I want to make that guy a celebrity.
So he's still made it. Tom, take his hat off. Because he has his...
Here's where he's stupid. It's called squatters' rights.
We got him on,
Hey, you wearing your girlfriend's pants there, buddy? They cutting off the circulation of your tiny little nuts. Those things are tight, man. What's up with you? You say that I'm generating.
I'm talking to someone who's screaming at.
Oh yeah, because he's a he just threatened to shoot somebody, and he's a slumlord.
I'm trying to figure that out.
So yeah, but I can tell this guy that if he took 2 pieces of bread and laid in between them, he'd have made himself a sandwich. I can tell him that, right? And you're telling me that I'm doing this for clicks. I'm doing this for transparency. My name's in case law. Right? So now this video goes from Slum and the Restless to Jay and Silent Slob. Neither this dirty cop or old Eddie have a word to say to anybody except, yes, sir.
What exactly did he say?
Thank you guys for your professionalism. I appreciate it.
I woke up to, hey! Woke up. So, what are you doing here? I said, shook my head, said, what the f*** are you doing here?
Quick silence while Randy exchanges some personal information for his criminal complaint. I don't want to mispronounce it. It's all Mackinac.
My cats are still here.
Hey, bud. You seem a little cold. You might want to hop in the car so you don't get vaginitis.
We went
Okay?
back and forth, because like I said, he thinks he's
You're
all
welcome,
high and
bud.
mighty.
Now Randy will continue to give more personal information, and the scene gets wrapped up.
You guys are good. Hold on, buddy.
This guy here, it was
So
him.
this is the guy?
Josh. Pleasure to meet you, Tony. Officer Curtis, good to see you, man. Thanks for your professionalism. Be safe out there, all right? Yeah, fuck it, man. You gotta be inside. Look, I'm not even recording up.
All right, gonna wrap this up, people.
So now this cop has to get exposed now. I do. He does it for clicks, yeah. Guy's got an acute case of vaginitis, but that's okay because Randy called and the civilian quick reaction force was here in 2 minutes. We'll catch you on the next time. So quick shout out, and I don't often do it, but shout out to the 3 other cops that were there. Officers Curtis, Cologne, and I can't pronounce the other one's name. They were not about to let that dirty cop tarnish their reputation also. Then after this happens, I find out that Randy went from the victim to the suspect. That's right, the dirty cop that wrote up the report changed the entire narrative, the cop from this video, to now Randy's the suspect. So we heard this and went to investigate. All right, so after, Randy was threatened, he goes to get a records request, and he's told by the police records division that they can't give him a copy because he is a suspect. So the victim turns into suspect. I want to find out why. Welcome to the community. I live here. I do all sorts of videos about police and stuff.
Yeah, how's it going?
Nice to meet you, man.
Nate, nice to meet you.
Nice. First job as a cop?
Yeah, she will be.
All right, so you got to do all your cadet training and all that?
Yeah, still have to do that. So I haven't been hired yet, but I'm looking hopefully to be hired.
Sweet. I'm the guy that films you guys. So if you get hired, hopefully you do. We'll be working very closely together.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're a good one, right?
Hopefully. Yeah, I believe I am. So
I think you look like a decent one. Some of the other ones are assholes. All right, nice to meet you. He's applying for the job. Hey, I gotta get a records request, and I need to talk to the Chief Bartlett. I believe he's expecting me.
All right, go ahead and just wait on the other side and go with the record.
Thanks.
How are you?
Hey, good. How you doing? How are you? Nice to see you again. You're very helpful the other day.
Thank you.
I have to do a quick records request, and I believe Chief Bartlett is expecting me. I think he's got some interviews today going on too, so I'm not sure
I believe he does, yeah.
if he has two.
Okay, let me get you the form. Is there a form out the window? Or did somebody take the lead?
No, ma'am, no form.
You just call me Julie, please. I'm not that old yet. Julie, bye.
Thank you very much.
Just give me 1 second. Let me call the chief. I don't know. There was
Yes, sir. I only need a second.
Okay, there you go.
I just have a question about
Is there a penny there?
police
Penny
report.
there?
Yes,
Oh,
ma'am.
good, shocking.
Yeah, thank you.
Julie, just call me Julie, please. Come on.
Yes, I gotta. It's a habit.
It's okay. I understand. Hold on 1 second, okay?
Thank you.
I will let him know. It's gonna be a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, no worries. I appreciate it, Julie.
Yes.
See,
There you go.
it feels so wrong.
That's fine.
It does. I was raised with manners, and it's hard to.
That's okay.
I don't know what this report would be considered. It wouldn't be an assault. I don't know if I should just write other. I'm looking for the police report for the dispatch from 2 days ago on Arlington Street, the Randall Gagnon, Eddy Ayote police reports.
Oh, Randall's already down here.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
spoke to him, yeah. So I have to talk to the deputy first because I explained to Randy, which I know it's a personal thing between him, that both are considered both things. So I need to talk to the deputy, but I told Randy to get it tomorrow, probably.
Okay, so I just want to formally request one for myself also.
you should.
I didn't know he came, but so what should I put here
Under other.
Other?
Yeah.
And then should I fill in anything else? Like, you know what I'm asking for, so.
Your phone number, email.
I got the email, yes, yeah,
Phone number, name.
yeah.
Because I'm blind, I can't see anything. Hold on. Yeah. Your phone number, not gonna put down other, and the rest is mine.
Okay, the rest is
Yep,
cool.
yep.
All right, thank you very much.
Welcome.
Appreciate
It'll be down in
it.
a few minutes, okay?
Okay, thanks. I'll
You're
put this
welcome.
back.
Sure, thank you.
I know Randy, I was just told out, he asked for a copy of the report from the other day.
Yep.
I did the same thing.
Okay.
And she just told me that he was both a victim and a suspect.
Okay.
So, listen, I was on the phone before police arrived when his uncle, so he had some sort of witness.
Yep.
And the dude says to him, How about I shoot you in the leg and in the foot?
Okay.
And Randy says, if you shoot me, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat.
Yeah.
So I think, first of all, it's like, there's a threat of violence, and it's like, well, if you theoretically do what you're threatening to do, then theoretically, if you did that, I would do this.
Yeah.
I mean, I was on the phone for the entire conversation. He didn't threaten anyone,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure why there's a suspect. That was issue number one.
That's probably just how he was listed in the report because if the other person, and I'm just assuming, I haven't read the report. If the other person made a cross complaint, the officers would list them in the report that way.
So just, okay. So the chief tells me that Randy isn't actually a suspect. It's just he's a suspect and he's a victim. It's just the way that dirty cop had written the report. I think the chief is a decent guy and I'll have to take him at his word. But I'll have an update for you tomorrow, and we'll know for sure. One thing that's really concerning, though, is that we'll never know what that dirty cop said behind closed doors. Because still, as of 2025, Dracut still does not have body cameras. Subscribe to MAA Audit, stay vigilant, and until next time, that's the reason I stopped you today.